Welcome to The Jump. Look at this. Kawhi dunking, Dr. J nodding in approval. Paul, is there anything better than a seal of approval from Dr. J
courtside? A seal of approval from Dr. J, the dunk king, of course.
That's it, right?
That's a stamp right there.
We showed some old ones on Countdown a few weeks ago, and I'm telling you, they look as good now. They really do.
Yes, they do.
All right, welcome to The Jump. I am Rachel Nichols, alongside our insider, Nick Friedel, and also our 2008 MVP, Mr. Paul Pierce. Little finals MVP action. You're not wearing the ring today, though.
I'm saving it for All-Star Weekend.
Oh, okay. So catch that, because that's coming up really soon. Also coming up, Zion scored a career-high 31 points last night. What does his, quote, breakout game mean for the Pelicans? I'm sorry to inform everyone. I think there's going to be more breaking coming soon from Zion, but we'll discuss that in a moment. First, though, Philadelphia gets a tough rap. You know, the city that booed Santa Claus and all that. Well, okay, fine. They actually did more than boo. They pegged Santa Claus with snowballs on that day. But focusing on that is missing the point, people. In my experience, Philadelphia is not a place of extreme negativity. It's just a place of big emotion in all directions. Philadelphia sports fans do everything with passion. They celebrate loud. They hope loud. And yes, they boo loud, which is what we got last night when Joel Embiid was introduced for the Sixers game against the Clippers. Fans were upset with Joel for some Instagram posts in which, okay, let's just say he appeared to be flirting with the idea of one day joining ex-teammate Jimmy Butler in Miami, and they let him hear it a few times in last night's opening quarter. But as frustrated as the crowd might have been early, didn't take long for them to warm right back up and appreciate a major lineup change from Coach Brett Brown. He moved Al Horford to the bench for this game, and the effect was notable. Both Embiid and Ben Simmons had more space, and both flourished. Simmons was just a wrecking ball. He racked up a 26-point, 12-rebound, 10-assist triple-double. And look, guys, it's possible he was even better defensively. Yeah, sure, Kawhi Leonard finished with 30, but in several key moments down the stretch, it was Simmons who went claw for claw with him, preventing Kawhi from keying a Clippers comeback. Most importantly, though, was how Brown found ways for Simmons and Embiid to fit together, including some really nice pick and rolls down in the post. It was a great reminder that while Simmons and Embiid are never going to be a fabulous X and O fit, they are both so absurdly talented, there are ways for them to share the floor, and that when they are humming, it helps players like Josh Richardson and Tobias Harris sparkle too. Of course, a little good old-fashioned physicality never hurts either. Late in last night's game, Embiid and new Clipper Marcus Morris got tangled up, which led to a hard shove and some words I can't say on television. And this is hardly the first time these two have gotten into it. Oh yes, let's take a quick stroll down memory lane, shall we?
Joel Embiid saying we're in your head. Marcus Morris saying 3-0, 3-0.
And now some extracurricular activity.
Embiid and Morris.
Ah, the memories. As for last night's scuffle, it did not lead to any technicals, but just a few seconds later, it did lead to this. Morris all the way down the court and then is rejected by Embiid. Joel loved it. The crowd loved it, with many of the same fans who had booed Embiid now screaming his name, which in some places may seem hypocritical, but in Philadelphia, that's just a regular Tuesday. And in some ways, the team itself has taken on the character of its city. Everything the Sixers do, they do big in all directions. They are a ridiculous 25-2 at home, while being just 9-19 on the road. They are sprawling and messy and thrilling all at once, and they are at their best when they lean into all of that. Will it be enough to get them where they want to go this season? Will the lineup change with Horford stick? We will see, but here's what I know for sure. However they do, the fans will let them hear it loudly. So, Paul, do you think the Sixers can become more consistent, both on the road, at home, or just that cauldron of all that emotion in Philly is so much like the team? They do so well at home, and then they don't bring that energy on the road.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to feed off that emotion at home. I mean, that Philly crowd is one of the best crowds that I've ever had to play against.
Even when they're booing you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They're passionate fans. I've had the chance to play there when Iverson was there, and that was probably the loudest crowd I ever played with. But they got to somehow find a way to bring that passion on the road. But I really do believe that this lineup change is going to help them because they need more space, especially on the road. You could easily play with the passion and the fire at home, but when it comes down to the offense, it doesn't run the same on the road as it does at home because teams are better. But I think he'll really benefit with this lineup change. And he needed this boo. He needed this. You know, Joel Embiid, he's that player, and I always said he's not having fun. He's not being passionate. He's not waving the finger. He's not doing this to the crowd. When he's that player, he's one of the best in the league.
Right, yeah.
Paul, when a team can't win on the road but has that kind of success at home, how much of it is up here?
Mental toughness has a lot to do with it. I'm telling you. Mental toughness. And, you know, they're a young team, so I don't know if it has something to do with them hanging out on the road. I mean, this is the NBA. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
You know, guys go out on the road and, you know, tend to get more rest at home.
Sure.
So I don't know if that's it or it's just the mental toughness part.
I still think Philly has all the tools to get out of the East. They are the team
Get out of the East to get past Milwaukee?
To get out of the East. They are the team that can push Milwaukee. They have all the pieces in place. They have the length, they have the athleticism, they have the talent. Can they do it? We're going to see. But if they play with that fire that Paul's talking about on the road once the playoffs start, and then you come back home and you go, oh, well, we know what we got here. I think Philly is that team that is going to have a whole different level of confidence going into those last couple games when they need it the most.
Well, they're up to 5th in the Eastern Conference standings. If they can just climb into that top 4, they can at least start the playoffs with home court advantage. That would help things out. I do think the lineup change really helped them. I'm curious to see the chemistry long term and how that fits. Al Horford obviously did not come to the Sixers to come off the bench. He said all the right things after the game yesterday. He said, look, I'm a good teammate. I'll do what I'm told. We'll have to see if that just can settle in and be comfortable for him. He is a good teammate. He is someone who has shown the ability to fit in.
But you know the interesting thing, they're so dominant at home and the best home team. If they could be dominant in the playoffs at home, you only got to win one road game. And you can get the series if you go undefeated at home.
If they're in the 4 seed,
If they take care of the business at home. Regardless, whatever seed they are. They can take care of business home. Think about it. If they won every home game but just won't have to win one road game for the series, they can win every series.
Can you imagine if they go and win game 1 of a series when they're not having that home court advantage? You go on the road, you get that first one, it's like, whoa.
Then it gets scary because you know how tough they are at home.
There you go. Now, are you cool, Paul, with the Philly fans booing Embiid during player introductions and when he first touched the ball?
Absolutely. I mean, his actions speak volumes when he sends these tweets and then goes back and forth with Jimmy Butler. They like, oh no, you can't do that to us. Come on now. We're passionate out here. They love him, but it can turn into a love-hate affair. We all know that. Them fans up there really care about their ball. It's freezing outside. They're going to pack the gym in. They're going to cheer. They're going to boo. But you know what? They care.
Yeah.
They care, and that's what matters. I've been to arenas that they don't care.
Yeah.
Joel knows exactly what he's doing.
Sure.
And I think he needed that little boost because they've been running flat for a little while. They can't seem to find their way on the road, and it's bothering them. We heard Elton Brand's comments a few days ago. It's bugging him. Joel needed that little spark. He got it, and I think he enjoyed that back and forth with that Philly crowd because he knows that the fire that they bring can help them on the floor.
One more thing. He loves that, by the way.
Yes.
And I was a player that I didn't get booed at home, but I love to be booed on the road.
You did.
And it just sparked me, and I saw that in him yesterday.
Right, yeah. He likes emotion. This whole, the city, the team, they want it all. They want all the emotion, and it's helped them last night. Let's talk about Zion Williamson because he played 28 minutes last night in a big win over the Blazers. Now, he missed Saturday's game against the Pacers due to them being a little careful with his ankle injury, but he scored 31 points last night. That ankle looked fine, Paul. 9 rebounds, dished out 5 assists. Afterwards, Zion said, quote, I expect to make an impact, but I didn't expect to do anything like this. What do you think that means for Zion that he was able?
Listen. The sky is more than the limit. He's going to space.
The ceiling is the roof.
The ceiling is the roof.
No, it's a hole in that roof there. Because this kid, if you're not ready to play against this guy right now, you are going to get embarrassed.
Yeah.
I mean, do you see the way he catches the ball and how fast he gets off the ground? Look how big how big he is, and when he puts his shoulder into you, I'm looking like, man, I'm so glad I don't have to guard this man. I didn't have to play in this era. And we're talking about this is a rookie. Oh, my goodness.
Well,
Look at this.
you've been talking about how hard it was to guard Shaq. Do you feel like this could turn into that? He's not there now. I'm not saying
there
Zion
yet,
is Shaq yet, but do you feel like just with the size, he's obviously different height?
Man, I mean, this is like nothing we've ever seen. The size, the strength, the athletic ability, the shooting, the soft touch around the rim. He's a combination of power and finesse. And think about it. We know he's going to add the three-pointer. It's going to just get better. We saw a glimpse in that in his first game.
Right?
This is scary. This is scary.
That's why I don't think last night means that much. Only because he's that awesome that this is just the start of what we're going to continue to see. This is the first of many, many times when you look at the game and you look at the box score and you go, yep, he dominated everybody. So as long as he stays healthy, and like everybody else in the league, that is such a huge bet for the success of not only the Pelicans, but the league itself. He's